Hello everyone, morning. I think I'm live now. It's 11 o'clock on Saturday the 18th of December and there's exactly 1 week to go before Christmas. So it's quite a pertinent time of year for many of us who don't drink, especially if you are new to this big festive season sober. It is a big thing for you because, as you know, society drinks even more over Christmas because they're celebrating and they're with family and friends and doing those social things. Of course, we've had a very unusual 2 years and people have been locked away in lockdown and the COVID, and people have lost some family members and some friends. So this Christmas probably won't be as social as other Christmases, but it still is a tricky one to navigate if you're not drinking. So what I would like to touch on today is the 90 days it takes to start a new habit, and is that true? And have you experienced it or not? And then the other thing is the stages of change that we go through when we stop drinking or when we're contemplating stopping drinking. There's quite a lot of change that goes on mentally, emotionally, and physically. So let's first look at how long does it start to make a new habit, change an old habit, and start a new habit. Well, if you read the literature and you watch the podcasts and you listen to podcasts and watch videos, you will find out that it takes more than 2 months to entrench a new habit. So let's say you decide to get fit one day and you wake up and you try every morning to go for a jog or a walk. It's going to take you more than 2 months to get that habit into your life, that you really are going to get up in the morning every day and do that exercise. The same when you decide to stop drinking. Janet has made a very good point by making a special challenge on the Tribe Sober website, which is called the 66-day challenge, because it's actually 66 days to the T that people change a habit like drinking. So that is 2 months. That is more than 2 months. So research says that it takes 10 weeks. Okay, and that is 2.5 months. And of course, it's going to depend on the person. So if you're younger or older or fitter or unfitter, you're going to take a different amount of time than someone else to stop drinking. And you're going to react differently to someone else because you are a unique person. So you can get advice from other people, but don't hang everything on what they're doing and their experiences. Rather just stick to your thing and read the literature and find out how it's going to be, maybe. So, the first stage when you stop drinking, let's say you are quite a heavy drinker, you're going to have withdrawal symptoms. I went cold turkey. I didn't have withdrawal symptoms because I was a fit person. Even when I was drinking, I made sure I did yoga, I ran, and I detoxed and all those funny things. And I actually survived my going sober cold turkey. But just remember, the first 3 days are critical. So if you've been drinking a bottle of wine a night or 2 bottles of wine a night, and then you stop drinking cold turkey, you are going to have withdrawal symptoms in funny ways. You're going to get headaches, you're going to get grumpy, you're going to feel nauseous, you're going to get clammy and shaky and sweaty, and you need to rest. So it comes in threes. Your first 3 days are critical. The first 6 to 12 hours, you'll get headaches and anxiety and stomach pains, and you won't sleep, and you won't feel like eating, and you're going to feel sick. Then, the next day, the next up to 48 hours, you're going to feel worse. You might have hallucinations. Some people even have a seizure. So it's very important to have help if you are a heavy drinker and you stop drinking. Then the next day, the third day, the 72-hour limit, is when you sweat and get a fever and you're confused and you have a heart rate that goes up, you have high blood pressure, and you get the DDTs, and some people suffer so badly through this they don't make it. But those are your extreme alcoholics. After 3 days, you shift. You make a shift. You actually shift a pattern. You're feeling better. You wake up a bit more bright-eyed. You are breathing better and you're feeling better. That's 3 days only. After a week, you have detoxed the alcohol from your body as long as you are being healthy. So you need to drink a lot of water, eat a lot of fresh fruit and veg, and move away from all the bad things in life. Then your 3-week goal. So you do 3 days a week, then you get to 3 weeks. You are breaking a habit, but it's not long enough to break an addiction. So if you are a wine drinker and you are addicted to that ritual every day, your 3 weeks is crucial to you, but you need to push it. You need to go a bit further than that. When you get to 90 days, that is the crux of the matter. So that is 3 months. So we get the 3 days, 3 weeks, and now 3 months. Why 90 days? Who worked that out? Well, they've done research on the brain. It is the brain that drives us to drink much of the time. You've listened to the podcast on the neural pathways, that false beliefs drive us to go and have a drink. People who relapse are forced by their false beliefs to go and buy another bottle of wine after a long break. So the brain's prefrontal cortex needs 90 days to take back proper decision making and analytical functioning, because it's all blurred and swamped by alcohol. This is known as the sleeper effect. The brain needs 90 days to relearn how to manage emotions, reduce stress, resolve conflict, reframe negative thoughts, ease anxiety, and resist cravings. And in those 90 days, you won't just be sleeping and hoping. You'll be working on yourself. You'll be on a working hard program to improve my lifestyle. So let's break it down again. In 1 month, 30 days, you will feel better. You'll sleep better. You'll have mental clarity. Your liver will be functioning much better, so you'll be cleaning out. Your skin will start clearing up. You will feel more energetic. After 3 months, 90 days, you have liver relief. You have reduced risk of heart disease and cancer. You have decreased blood pressure. You have lost weight. And your mood has lifted. You are no longer depressed and confused and anxious. You are feeling hopeful, and you are feeling more on top of the world. After 12 months, that is now a year, you have complete reduced cancer risk. Overall health and well-being is boosted. Your immune system is so much stronger that your heart is strong and your whole entire health system is working well. Your skin will be clear, your energy will be high, and you'll be in a better mood all day. So consider all of that. As Janet said in the last podcast, if you look at the podcast now about Deb, the mocktail mom, please have a listen, because they talk about the cancer thing there and how long it takes to stop a habit. If you at risk of cancer, if it's in your family, take notes. Take a year of alcohol. The January challenge is next month. It's a swell opportunity to stop drinking for 30 days. But remember that 30 days is not enough to break an addiction. It is enough to break a habit. And you can read all of this in the literature. Why do rehab centers offer 3-week rehab breaks? Because 3 weeks is the minimal time you need to clear out your system. But it's not going to change your neural pathways those 3 weeks. You need your 3 months, your 90 days to absolutely break away. And now you get the rehabs that offer a 3-month break and sober living and all the wonderful things that people need if they are a little bit addicted to alcohol. Let's move on to how you change while you stop drinking. Okay, so there's the stages of change, which is on the website. It's this resource that's on our Tribe Sober website. Don't forget that our brain drives us much of the time to have a drink, and it's all about the dopamine, and it's a complex organ in our heads. And if we can change our false beliefs and rewire our neural pathways, we can actually have a better life without alcohol. So remember that when you realize that you have a problem with alcohol, it is a buzzing thought in the back of your mind, like, oh no, I'm drinking too much, I think I've got a problem. Why am I having a bottle of wine every night and I don't even feel different? Well, you don't feel different, but you are acting different to your family. So, your first stage is called the pre-contemplation stage. You have no intention of quitting drinking. You think you're fine. You know deep down inside you that there's a bit of a problem because you're having a lot to drink. But you are rebellious and resentful that anyone has noticed. So this is the chance for you to become sober curious and to start thinking, I wonder what it would be like to take a break from alcohol even though I don't have a problem. So there's a little voice going on in the back of your head saying, maybe you need a break, maybe you're drinking too much. But the other side of it is that you don't want to ever stop because you like drinking. So this stage 1, you need to start reading on alcohol. Start reading. What does alcohol do to me? Why am I drinking too much? How much should I be drinking or not be drinking? Listen to your instinct. Start connecting with other people and asking them questions. I think I drink too much. What do you think? Have you ever had a problem? Go onto the sober websites and ask questions. We are all human. We all come from a similar place with this drinking problem. Okay. Observe around you. If people are drinking the same as you or more or less, and then see where you fit in. The second stage is called the contemplation stage. So pre-contemplating is when you're not sure you have a problem and you actually define it. The contemplation stage is when you are aware that you have a problem. You've realized now, you've done a bit of research, you've done a bit of reading, and you've realized, oh dear, I actually do drink more than most people, and I actually am overdoing it. So now you can connect with others. You think of ditching the drink, and you need to now start mobilizing this thinking into reality. So you need to become aware that you have a problem and accept it. Then you move forward to making the decision to ditch the drink. Take note of your drinking behavior and the negative effects it has on people around you. So if you're invited to a braai and you're guzzling your wine and then suddenly you're reacting and getting aggro and dropping your wine glass, then you know, this is not normal behavior. I'm actually embarrassing everyone and myself. It seems like I've frozen there. Okay. I do have a funny internet today. Okay. And start listening and connecting on sober websites to see if you do have a problem or not. And share your story. Say to people, look, I'm drinking a bottle of wine a night out of stress. What do you think I should do? And get some feedback. Okay. This is when you can change your mindset. You can move from I should not be drinking to I want to stop drinking. Stage 3. What is that? Preparation stage. This is when you prepare yourself to stop drinking. It is a huge step to take. I mean, look, I drank most of my life. It was a social thing. It was acceptable. And when I stopped, I had to rewire my whole life because I was giving up my best friend. I was readapting to cope in the raw of reality without that crutch that I was hiding away behind. All my feelings and everything was hiding behind that wine glass. And it was a big step to take. So be aware. You need to prepare if you're going to stop drinking. So this is what you do. You take practical steps. You open up your toolkit and you start unpacking it or packing it. Set a date to quit. Usually a challenge is a good time to quit. The January challenge, the 1st of January is a very good time to quit. Or you choose the 1st of another month or the 30th of a month, but it's nice to have a day that you can say, I'm quitting. Then you download an app to count your days. This helps you a lot because it boosts your self-esteem. You can get motivational messages. Attend a workshop, book a coaching session, get help. Remind yourself that you are human and that there are others like you. So when you go to a workshop, you can talk to people around you who may be the same or worse or less than you. Then you make an appointment to see your doctor if you're worried about your health. You go and find out what vitamins to take to boost your health. Because remember, when you stop drinking, you do need to boost your vitamin intake. Vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, and then you need a liver detox and a detoxification for your body. And then you can come right quicker. So know your triggers. you need to remember that I'm giving up drinking, so I need to avoid certain situations. If your mother triggers you, stay away from her. If your teenage son triggers you, try and work on that problem. And so it goes. Okay, you may crave things. You'll crave sugar, you may crave exercise, or you'll crave something else to drink. If you're having a craving for alcohol, that is dangerous. So you need to work on your neural pathways and start creating something else you can go to for your drink. Have a fizzy drink with sugar, that's cool. Just have sugar for the first few days to break the habit. And write a list of things you regret doing when you were drinking. So you can look back in the past and write a list of things that made you feel embarrassed. Then you can shoot the movie forward, play the movie forward and say, what would I be doing if I was drinking? It's embarrassing. I'm not going to be doing that anymore. I'm going to be me, the real me. Okay. And then decide what you're going to tell people when they see you at a bar and you're not drinking and you're not being the one on the table anymore, taking your clothes off. You are the one sitting there all demure. Have an answer for them. I don't feel like drinking today. I'm taking a break. I've decided I've had enough. Just be honest. We are people. We are not hiding away from this thing. Buy a journal. You'll need it. You'll need it through all the stages. So this is stage 3, preparation only, where you're preparing yourself to stop drinking. Stage 4 is the action stage, where you're actually going to stop. You're going to pack away the wine, pour it down the sink, and not stop at the bottle store on the way home anymore. Okay, so you've changed your behavior, you've ditched the drink. How long is this going to take? That's what I've already covered. You need 3 days, then 3 weeks, and then 3 months to completely change the habit and rewire your brain. But remember that changing an old habit also means starting a new habit. So how long does it take to start a whole new health habit? It's going to take you 90 days. So if you decide, okay, I'm ditching the drink, now I'm going to be an artist, or now I'm going to go to the gym, or now I'm going to start hiking, that new contemplation, preparation, and action. The action stage is probably a very important stage because you're going to keep track now. You're going to mark yourself off, give yourself treats when you reach goals, do a lot of self-care. Self-care is the answer. When you stop drinking, you don't blame and shame yourself. Please, we are human. If you look around the world, there are so many people drinking and feeling shameful. Look after yourself. Say to yourself, I was drinking. I made lots of mistakes, but now I'm living in the real world and I'm not going to worry about that anymore. I'm going to move forward as a better person. I'm going to look after myself and love myself. There's lots of things you can do for self-care. If you're short of money, you don't have to go to a spa and a hydro. You can take time out, go for walks, do your own nails, go and get a coffee. Do things that don't cost money but are good for you. Okay, and I think that's where we're getting to. Be aware of relapse. Now, there's a lot of blogs and articles and podcasts on relapse. There are signs to look for if you think you're going to relapse, and there are mental, physical, and emotional signs. Please read the the blogs, and listen to the podcasts on the signs of a relapse, because it's hard when you give up a habit and try and do a new habit. But if you love your new habit, you will persevere and prevail. Read my latest blog on hobbies. Choose a hobby for this next year, 2022. Listen to the numbers, 2022, a very hopeful time in our lives. We are going to be hopeful and we're going to win. So, on that note, I'd like to finish off my little Facebook Live just to round up and say it takes 90 days to change a habit, to stop an old habit and to start a new habit. And we need to persevere. Push on, guys, push on. Do your January challenge. Put some money into the Earth Child Project. They're the most wonderful people teaching children the most wonderful things. We can all put money in there. And then, from your 30-day January challenge, push to 66 days. Push to 90 days, and very soon you'll be at your 100 days and you can go and buy yourself a lovely treat. And please don't worry what people think or say about you. That is not kosher. This is us. If people don't like us, they can go and you can find your own tribe. So stay with Tribe Sober, and I hope to see you soon. So I'm looking forward to seeing all your comments, and have a lovely Saturday, and have a lovely Christmas, and make sure you've got your favorite go-to drink with you when you're with your family. Bye everyone. See you.